Hello, Cancer. Welcome to your June soul session. I am Princess India if you're new. And if you're family, welcome back, my friend, and whatnot, or whatever. So, anywho, we're going to go ahead and jump into you guys' cards. But we're going to be looking at an overall energy as well as a challenge. And then we're going to be getting into a more specific spread where we're going to be looking at what's going on for you all for, the month of June. Okay, cards falling out of my hands. Let me go ahead and pick the cards for your more specific spread, and let's hop right in. So your overall energy for the month of June, Cancer, is the Knight of Pentacles, and this is challenged by, interesting, the Hierophant. And I am going to clarify this Knight of Pentacles because I want to know what is slowly moving towards my Cancerians and whatnot, or whatever. So what is this Knight of Pentacles about? This is Knight of Pentacles. Okay. Oh, interesting. The thinking woman in the reverse. Interesting. Okay, so there's one or two ways this can kind of show up. I'm a little concerned about the first thing that came to me, though. I'm a little worried about that. I'm worried about that, Cancer. Okay, so this is like a whole this is a whole thing. And it's very similar. I don't know if some of you guys are cuspers, but I said a similar thing to Gemini before, you guys. So here's the thing. There's potentially someone, a female person, waiting in the winds for an opportunity to make an offer to you guys. And this person has every intention on coming towards you. And I would have to say that this person, this person could be a Taurus person. But they would have air in their chart. And I have air in my chart. It's not me. It's not me, I promise. But this would be a person, because I'm looking at this Hierophant here. This very well could be a Taurus person. I mean, it could be any earth sign, which is Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. I'm saying Taurus with this Hierophant being here. But they would also have air in their chart. So in their sun, moon, or rising, they would either have Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo, and they would have either Libra, Gemini. Gotta be weird if that was a Gemini. They either would have Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius in their chart as well. Fascinating. A grounded intellectual person who is also a manipulator. So yeah, that's the thing I'm concerned about. So this doesn't necessarily have to be romantical. This could be a friend, this could be a family member, but I feel like this person, they know that they want to proposition you or make this offer to you. However, they're taking their time in doing so because it's almost like they're trying to navigate the landscape, so to speak. See where your head's at. Wait for a good time. Make sure that they got their, elevator pitch down pat. You know what I'm saying? But with whoever this person is, and I'm saying specifically, they are a female person. But like I said, this does not have to be romantic, but it is a female person. And this person wants to make an offer to you, but I feel I don't know. It's almost like how do I want to say this? Thank you, guys. It's a catch. There's a catch to it. Okay. There is a catch. So with this person, I feel how they would present this to you. And that's what kind of reminds me of Gemini. But with them, it was more of like an internal thing. I can't say it's not internal for you guys. It was more like a perceived lacking they had in them, in this particular thing showing up as a solution to that. It could be very similar for you guys, but especially if you guys are in a position to where you're waiting on something. Like, say if if Cancer is in a position to where your money is kind of funny right now, or yeah, I would go with that. Like if your finances are kind of short at present, you need some extra money, there's unexpected expenses that kind of come up in the month of June, like how I said, this person is kind of waiting in the winds. Like this would be an ideal opportunity for them to come up and be like, hey, you want a quick way to make some money? You know what I'm saying? But the thing that's concerning for this for me is this Hierophant. I mean, this person concerns me, period. Okay, let me just say that. But the Hierophant, that's a little worrisome for me with this is I feel with whatever this is that they're offering you, I feel like this is something you would be like almost in a contract with, if that's making sense. Like this is something you couldn't necessarily walk away from. And this may not be the best example, but it's kind of like because it kind of is counterintuitive to what I'm saying. Well, not necessarily. It's making me think about something I saw, like drama that happened on YouTube like last year. But it's kind of like if you don't have a car and you really need a car, and it's like if this person offered to be like a co-signer, you feel what I'm saying? And you're like, oh my gosh, like you would really co-sign for me. And they're like, of course, we're friends. You feel what I'm saying? And you allow this person to co-sign for this vehicle, that's that long-term commitment, contractual binding that I'm feeling with this. But I feel with this manipulation I'm seeing with this person, they would now use the fact that they're technically co-owner on this car with you as a means to control you. Like throwing in your face, like, you won't do this for me after all of this I've done for you. Like I co-signed a car, like I put my neck on the line for you type of thing. And, them kind of guilt tripping you into doing stuff could be a potential for this. So the challenge for you guys with this is going to be to kind of stick to your values, And so that would say, Cancer, that whenever this is presented to you, it's like, listen to your gut. Like your first reaction is always the right reaction. So I'm feeling with this, I'm not getting any type of particular factors other than like this person's signs, but like that, or that would say like, oh yeah, this is the person type of deal. But the thing that I would say is like, listen to your gut, because similar to Gemini, so those of you, if y'all are cuspers, definitely go listen to Gemini. Or if you definitely know this person is a Gemini, whatever. But the thing I would say with this is, whatever this person offers you, it's going to kind of go against what it is that you stand for a little bit. But I feel your desperation would like kind of push you past that to where you're like, I know this isn't right, but it's like, I really need money. And this is an opportunity to like get money type of deal. But I feel like you kind of regret it because you'd be getting yourself sucked into something I don't necessarily feel would be so easy to get out of. So the whole premise is here is stick to your morals and your values. Don't sidestep them. You know what I'm saying? And be leery if this person is giving you something, much like I said to Gemini, where it seems like, a solution to what your, very temporary problem is at present. Now, getting into your more specific spread, your central energy that's representing Cancerians in the month of June, oh, child, is the High Priestess in the reverse. Your past influence is the King of Wands. Interesting. Your hidden influence is the Ace of Cuppies in the reverse. This is like Gemini all over again. Your above energy, which is your potential outcome, is your five of wands. Well, I was saying your five. It's just the Five of Wands. I mean, we could say it's yours. It is your outcome. And what to look out for moving forward. Oh, child, yeah. We have the 10 of Wands here. So here is the thing, Cancer. With this High Priestess in the reverse, like I was saying, listen to your gut. You guys are a bit detached from your intuition at present. I can understand that because a lot of times when we have like 3D problems and we're like on the struggle bus with stuff in 3D, especially if it's financially related, you kind of like detach from your intuition. Like nobody wants to like meditate or like do yoga when you got like real life problems. Like, my car broke down. I ain't got no way to get to work. I don't know how I'm going to pay this rent or this mortgage. When you have problems like that, it's kind of hard to be like spiritual and in alignment. So I get it. You know what I'm saying? But I feel this is kind of the thing that leaves you guys vulnerable this month. You feel what I'm saying? Because I feel with this person, and that's probably why they're not really telling me too much else about them. You're going to listen to your gut. You're going to have to know like what it is that you really value, what your morals are, what you stand for. So when this is presented to you, you like, say if you're a person who's not a thief, right? And this person is offering you to be a part of a scam, right? You don't believe in stealing from people. That goes against one of your core values, right? That goes against your personal set of morals. So you know this isn't something for you despite how desperate you are. Like if you're in a sense where you really need money, but in order for you to get money, it's going to require you to rob someone else of theirs. You know, that would be like a personal moral code value type of thing. But it's very imperative. So kind of watch for that. Like I understand being disconnected from your intuition, but now is not an ideal time to be kind of in that headspace. So, you know, if you can't be fully connected, at least at the very least, listen to your gut. You know, your gut brain, it's like that little that you feel, especially, we can throw a little human design in here. Shout out to Seren the Healer, who's over there on my network, She Do Society. For those of you who are generators out there, right? If your human design type is a generator, you're ruled by your sacral chakra. And one of the main tenets of a generator for you to know if something is for you or not is generators have a tendency, because I'm a generator, by the way, generators have the tendency to speak like in primal grunts. So if there's something that really is in alignment with you and something you really don't want to do, and you're like, if you find yourself doing that, that is your gut instinct saying no. Right? So for the generators out there, I don't know what to tell, you know, the reflectors and the projectors and things. Y'all had to talk to Seren about that. But I can let generators know that if a person offers you some facet of your life, if your friends are like, do you want to go out tonight? And you're like, do I? That was your no. You feel what I'm saying? But anyway, looking at your past influence with this King of Wands, this is saying to me in the latter part of May coming into June, you guys are in your power. You may not feel like it, but you're the master of, I don't want to say destiny because that sounds too lofty minded, but you're the master of your situation at present, right? You guys are in your full power when it comes to manifestation or taking action on anything. It may not look like that in your life circumstances at present, but you guys are in your full power. But much like, and I'm sorry to keep bringing up Gemini, but y'all's reading just reminds me so much of it. Looking at your hidden influence being this Ace of Cups in the reverse, that's letting me know that you guys are still kind of butthurt a little bit over something that didn't quite pan out the way that you hoped it would. So I don't know if, you know, prior to this present moment, Cancer, if you guys were working towards something that you just knew without the shadow of a doubt was going to be extra litty in June, or if you guys were maybe saving money towards something, or you were starting like, you know, a new journey on something in the month of June, or if you were, you know, kind of like knocking stuff off your to-do list, you know, because I always say June is the month where it's a really great month to kind of look back at our progress like since January and kind of course correct if we're not where it is that we want to be. But I kind of get the sense that you guys may have either projected into this particular month that you guys were going to be in a particular place, or you guys have actively been working towards something. But I feel prior to now, whatever it is that you guys were working on or were hoping would come, you know, culminate now or what have you, it didn't quite pan out the way that you hoped it would. And that has you guys kind of butthurt, because it's almost kind of like the energy I'm feeling is if you're on the struggle bus with something in life and you're almost allowing like your future to be your motivator. So it's like you kind of don't pay attention to the way that stuff is like in your external life every day, because you're thinking, it's going to get better. Or, in May, I'm going to be here. March, I got this money coming in. May, I'm going to have this going on. By June, this is going to clear up. It's kind of having a headspace like that. And that's what keeps you motivated. So you're not thinking about what's wrong or what's going awry or what's in your bank account or anything like that, because you're thinking about the future. I know in the future stuff is going to be better, right? But I feel now that you guys are presently in the place to where things should have shifted and changed, and they haven't. And I just heard for some of you, it may have gotten worse than you expected. But whatever the case, it didn't pan out the way that you hoped it would. And I feel that's kind of breeding a little bit of discouragement. You know what I'm saying? So despite with this King of Wands of saying that, in the month of May, you guys were in a position of power. It may not look like it, but it's almost like in an energetic sense. You have everything in you to achieve what it is that you want. You feel what I'm saying? But I feel whatever this is that you guys were hoping to pan out differently, I feel that's kind of acting as kind of like the rain on your parade. It's like a cloud that's overshadowing the truth or the possibility for you guys at present. And I feel being kind of disconnected from your intuition isn't really helping matters. You feel what I'm saying? So what I feel with this coming into you guys' outcome with this Five of Wands is that I could see the potential in the month of June of Cancer. And it's interesting because how I'm seeing it is like me from the outside looking in. I see Cancer walking around and there's a gray cloud around like Cancer's head, right? But there's like sunshine everywhere else. But the only thing Cancer sees is the gray cloud. Now, from where I'm standing, I'm seeing it's just a gray cloud over your head. Like if you move out of that, then you'll see everything else kind of deal. And I feel that's symbolic of, it's almost like how you could potentially feel this month, Cancer. And I guess that's why this message would be coming out, is so you're like abreast to this. How you guys could potentially feel this month is like, if it's not one thing, it's another. So it's like a bunch of little tiny petty stuff could kind of be piling up. You know what I mean? But it's like these little tiny things seem like mountains to you guys. Like it's actually pebbles in real life. But given the mental state that you're in and your disconnection from spirit, it can seem like Mount Everest, like repeated. You know what I'm saying? Like this is insurmountable, something I can't get out of. Everything is going wrong. Everyone is against me. Everyone is attacking me. It's kind of like feeling at the will of life. But the thing I'm seeing is that's not actually the case. This is all coming from like a culmination of things. You feel what I'm saying? And I feel why this is so important is because all of this kind of puts you guys in a vulnerability, which I feel for this person, whoever they are, them kind of coming and offering you an opportunity. It looks like a get out of jail free card, or it looks like a lifesaver, in the middle of the ocean. You know what I'm saying? After the Titanic sank. You feel what I'm saying? And it's not. It's literally not. It's not the solution to your problems. Going back to this King of Wands, the solution in your Five of Wands in the midst of all of this chaos is you guys standing in your power, right? So what we're really talking about here, the whole month of June is really about a contrast between being empowered and disempowered. And I feel the thing that Cancer is being given an opportunity to break out of is you guys being disempowered by circumstance, right? It's like if you're truly empowered, which is why I think it's beautiful this King of Wands is here for representing you guys' recent past, because it's saying regardless of what stuff looked like in the latter part of May, you were in your power to change it, right? You may not be able to change like the circumstances external to you, but you can change your mindset about it. You could change your perspective about it. You can choose to say that life isn't happening to me, it's happening for me. You feel what I'm saying? So at the very least, you have the power to do that. And I feel that's what's going to be you guys get out of jail free card. Oh my gosh, that makes that come full circle. That's the contrast, Cancer. So literally the two, and I said this to Gemini, not literally this way, but I said to Gemini, they are at a crossroads. They have a choice. It's like there's two paths that lie before you, life and death. Choose life, right? There's two paths that lie before Cancer in the month of June. And what it really is either empower yourself or look for someone to empower you, right? So, or, rescue yourself or look for someone else to rescue you. The thing I can tell you out of the gate, if you were to wait and rely on someone else to rescue you, there's going to be a catch to this. So that's pretty much what the two options are, which kind of says to me, if we were to backdate this a bit, this has been a lesson that Cancer, a lot of the things you guys have gone through up to this point, that's been the lesson that's really been on offer here, right? It's like, are you going to save yourself or allow someone else to save you? But if you were to look back at this, right, every time you allowed someone else to save you, I bet it probably didn't work out the way that you hoped it would. Like we said with the whole car situation. Yes, you have a car now. However, you have this person who co-signed this car for you that's taking it away from you anytime you don't do what it is that they want you to do, or a person who's constantly guilt tripping you. You feel what I'm saying? When you're not doing what it is that they want you to do. So I feel with this month is really about Cancer stepping out and being self-empowered, where there's no one else involved but you. You feel what I'm saying? Now, the thing to look out for with this this 10 of Wands here, and I feel like this can kind of go two ways, is one, if you choose to let someone else rescue you from said situation, you are going to be burdened beyond measure. Like, I mean, you are going to be so overwhelmed with stuff you won't even be able to see straight, Cancer. You're not going to know if you're coming or going. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel whatever this person asks of you, it seems like one little thing, but I feel like that one thing is going to multiply into dozens of things, to where it's almost like you being subservient to this person in some sense or another. Now, what that means specifically, I don't know. That could be a myriad of things. A person just being in control of your time or your energy, your finances, what have you. You know what I mean? Or just your peace in general, right? Or you have the opportunity to, relinquish this pattern of behavior and potentially your ties to this person altogether. Because if this is somebody, and like I said, this isn't necessarily romantic, but if this is someone that you got, I mean, this could even be like a mother figure. Like, this literally could be your mom. I'm not kidding. And it's like, if you've been at your mom's beck and call, like whenever she needs something, and I'm not saying like need, like real need, but I mean, this would be kind of like if you had a mom who's really codependent and has like empty nest syndrome type of thing. And you're like the one kid that still lives in town. And it's like, you're always checking on her, bringing her stuff, doing all the things. And these are things that your mom could totally do for herself. But it's like, she's just lonely, so she's not, you know what I'm saying? Or even like, I would say if this is a person who's in your 20s, or maybe your early 30s, depending on life circumstances, and say you're living with a parental figure, you know what I'm saying? And you want to move out, and, your mom's like offering like, oh no, why don't you save up to buy a house and stay with me? You know what I'm saying? Kind of vibe, all of those things kind of come to mind. But I feel with this, there is a level of sacrifice. I feel if you were to choose to go the route for someone else to rescue you from this, it would be a lot more cumbersome. But I also feel on the other side, if you guys choose to self-empower, I do feel there's like an energy of sacrifice that kind of goes along with this, to where it's either setting boundaries with someone or cutting ties with someone, or cutting ties with your past altogether, depending on what we're talking about. And I feel like there's a sense of like a grieving that goes along with it, to where I know it's not necessarily going to be easy, especially if this is just like a mindset or a pattern of behavior that you guys have engaged in for some time. I feel kind of cutting ties with it isn't going to be the easiest thing in the world. I feel like there is going to be kind of some sort of somberness that follows kind of releasing this, but it's still going to be in your best interest, because that comes into the things with life. Like, we can't eat our cake and have it too. There's a sacrifice. It's like, if you eat it, then you ate it and you got it, but you can't also have it and eat it. So we have to give up something in the process, because we live in a realm of exchange. But it's just all about Cancer being clear on what exchange you really want to make. You know, what is it that you want to do different? Do you want to always be subservient or at the will of someone else's decisions? Or do you want to kind of take the reins and you be in control of your own decisions? Right. But again, I feel the need to say, with this high priestess in the reverse, to, you know, not allow life circumstance to take you off of your square. That's really what I'm seeing here. It's more or less like, and I know you guys are a water sign, and water, you know, takes the form of whatever it's in. But I don't know, pull from your other signs, whatever else you have in your chart, unless you're like a cancer. You know what I'm saying? But I feel with this, it's giving Cancer the opportunity to no longer be at the will of circumstance, right? Like, you guys are always going to be empathic. You're always going to be feeling the vibes of everything that's going on, but it's not fair to yourself to always be at the will of your circumstance. So, you know, if externally your money is funny, then now it's like, I have to be disempowered. That's not true. You know, you can choose to still be empowered even though your money is funny, and to look at the circumstance and say, why is my money funny? Like, did I, you know, overspend here? You know, did I make less than stellar decisions there? Whatever the case is, just kind of navigating through things and getting clear as to how it is I ended up here. And much like I said in my weekly reading, for those of you who are members, like the whole theme for the energy that was coming into the first week of June, it was all speaking about like personal accountability. And I was saying that in life, that, you know, sometimes we make choices and decisions and we have to face the consequences for those and, like, you know, fix it, right? And that's like what the hangman is talking about. But then other times there's choices that other people make that affect our lives, but we're still responsible to fix it. Is that fair? Absolutely not. But at the same time, that's life. Like, that's just the way that life is. And like I told them in the weekly, I was like, you know, if someone tripped me and I fell face first into the Mississippi River, it's like, that's not my fault. I didn't ask to be tripped. I didn't do anything to make that person choose to trip me. But the fact of the matter is, right now, I am in the Mississippi River and I can choose to create a solution for that problem, right? And someone else's choice that became my problem, and crawl out of the river. Or I could say, this is not fair. I didn't do anything. I didn't make them trip me and I'm in this river. Somebody needs to rescue me, right? But then I would drown because the current is something serious in the Mississippi River. You feel what I'm saying? So a lot of times in life, we end up on the receiving end of other people's bad choices, right? But at the end of the day, it's up for us to fix it. And I mean, we could choose, we have free will. We could choose to just sit in the river and drown, right? But I don't think anyone wants to do that. But it doesn't necessarily make sense for us to kind of, you know, whine over the fact that it's like, I didn't cause this. I shouldn't have to fix it. You know what I mean? Because if you do, then you would drown. So I feel like this is an opportunity to be fully empowered and to no longer be at the will of life situations, circumstances, and other people's behaviors or other people's less than stellar choices. And I think that that's a beautiful thing because it allows you to step into your full power, which you've always had anyway. But anywho, Cancer, that's been your soul session for the month of June. Most certainly let me know what you think in the comments. And as always, I love your freaking face, and I will see you guys sooner than later.